Hey, what's going on, everybody? DBougie86 here again, and I'd like to welcome you to my third annual 31 Days of Horror. Yes, this is my third year doing the 31 days. It's a very exciting experience, and I picked a lot of interesting films, a few like first-time watches, a few like re-watches that I want to re-watch and stuff. So, yeah, very interesting, like usual, like just random films like I usually do, which is pretty much my favorite thing to do. Like, if I did like a theme, it would be like one that I had to work on for a while. But I kind of like doing the random because, you know, you can mix it up every day. Like, you get some cheesy, something serious, some like comedy horrors, you know, like that usual stuff, which I'm always about. I like everything, so that's why I decided to random it out, because you never know what you're gonna get with like horror films and how you feel about them. Now, for day one, of course, is a film that was actually a gift to me, and I wanted to check it out for the longest time. And this is a film from France from 1983, and it goes by the title of Mad Mutilator, also known as Ogroff. Pretty much, when I was reading about the history of this film, like looking it up and stuff, pretty much this the director of this film, Norbert Matier, I believe is how you pronounce it. He was running a video store, and he decided one day that he would want to make a movie that he wanted to rent out of his video store, and pretty much that's what he ended up doing. This film, of course, is shot in 8mm, and pretty much the main plot of this one, it's very basic and simple with the plot line. It's about this mad lumberjack named Ogroff who's living in the mountains, and pretty much what ends up happening is he's picking off like victims one by one, and that's pretty much the basic plot of like it going into it. But then he ends up like getting into like this weird thing where he gets infatuated with one girl in particular that he meets in the mountains, and he tries to start a relationship with her. That's pretty much the main plot of this one without going too crazy into it. But yeah, with that plot line, yeah, my thoughts on this film. Very fucked up movie, I have to say. It has a lot of like fucked up angles and situations that happen, because even though like some of the gore and stuff that's in this film is kind of cheesy and low budget, because it is low budget as all hell, because it's 8mm, shot in like no cash at all. But they have some great kills in this, and I gotta say, like, some of the kills, if they were like on a higher budget scale, would be some of the most fucked up, mean-spirited kills you would ever see on the screen. Like, there's this one scene in particular where, in the very beginning of the movie, where this, like a family, like, ends up meeting into Ogroff, and they all get picked off one by one, and it's just fucked up how that scene goes about. And there's even more, like, fucked up scenes, like, later on in the film, including one where, like, he uses a certain body as a giant, like a log saw on top of like a log stump. That's all I'm gonna give away with that. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, very much like a fucked up movie. Like, it just has like that fucked up feel that I liked, and I couldn't keep my eyes off of it because there's just this nonstop like gore and kills in this film. It's not really like the greatest on story, because there really isn't one, but it's just like hectic about this followings of like this serial killer, and it's just bizarre because they actually have a lot of like shout outs to other horror films inside this film. Like there's a few like Friday the 13th references, The Burning I saw, Zombie, of course, numerous other ones, and just a bizarre film with like no dialogue, and I think there's like maybe like 19 to 20 lines in this movie, and you could tell when they talk, because what ends up happening, since this is an 8mm film, they actually lost like the sound master of this, so they use like the beta to do the master for this release, so you could hear like all the audio drops as when they're talking. Like, you'll hear like the music playing, and then it will stop for someone to talk. That's kind of an example. But there's only like 20 lines, so it doesn't take away from like, you only notice it like a few times when you're watching this film. It's very relevant in the beginning of the film. I noticed it right away. Very interesting and weird, bizarre film. If you know, this film actually has a Parents by Howard Vernon, who, if you don't know who he is, he's numerous star of numerous Jess Franco films. I actually just was reading the back of a few like Franco films that I picked up. He's actually in them all. It's fucking funny. He's like an alumni Jess Franco. He's like Jess Franco's Lee Van Cleef of movies, pretty much. But yeah, really, what else can I say? It's very fucked up, and I gotta say also with this movie, not trying to go like out of order with what's going on with it, but there's a whole like tone switch in the middle of this film where like near the hour mark, this film becomes like a fucking zombie film, and it's fucking great and fucking awesome at the same time. Yes, it's got like some great like homages to like different zombie films that we all grew up in. Lots of awesome splatter and shit. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, like this film is like a low budget film. I know that it doesn't have like the greatest acting or like storyline, and it's pretty much just like a kill piece, pretty much, where it's like a show spotlight of like kills and homages, pretty much, in this film. But I had fun with it. I won't lie. It's a very intriguing film. It actually has some like cool, like funny music to it too, and some groovy like Casio keyboard synths in it. So fucking awesomeness right there. So if I had to rate this, it's getting like a solid 5 out of 10. Like I said, it might be a little higher than it but I enjoy like these type of movies too. You know what I mean? It has like that charm and of low budget like indie Sean video like 8mm films that I love, and just some fucking great moments and funny shit. Like I said, it might not be for everyone, but if you're a fan of like this type of low budget cinema, it's def for you. So yeah, I highly recommend Mad Mutilator, or also known as Ogroff. So yeah, alright guys, that's it for day 1. I'll be back tomorrow with day 2, and I hope you're enjoying the series. See you soon. Peace out.